So, people have to start realizing the extreme importance of bubble tech. We got an academic, Mike Emery, leading the way for this.
Yeah.
And then we got James Sykes, who's another genius. Well, the super genius, Mike Emery. And then we got James Sykes, helps us a lot. And we got other innovations in bubble tech. We're all really excited.
So, Daryl, if I have to ask you in one statement, what is a bubble and what it is not, what it would be?
Well, a bubble is kind of like the nickname for the round, euphoric orb that is seen in Kirlian photography. It is also a nickname for the ancient genie spirit that is created as we make these. And it's extremely powerful. It's way more powerful than regular orgonite. The regular orgonite community really needs to keep up. They need to wake up, because what we have is light years beyond what they have. I mean, they have great stuff. They make the weather better and stuff, but we have miracle healings. We are winning battles with harp. We are just simply the cutting edge. I mean, the work that Mike Emery has done is incredible. People really need to start waking up to this bubble tech, because, I mean, regular orgonite, the orgonite communities, they're wonderful. They're great. The changes they made in Africa, fantastic. But it's bubble tech that's leading edge. It's not just little pucks and those pyramids and stuff like that. This is far more expanded and hundreds of times more powerful, to the point where, people are getting miracle healings. My back, I asked for the pain to be taken away, and it took the pain away within a few hours. So, that's why I've made a number of these things, because we're all really excited about these things, and combined, they just become more powerful. So the more that are made, more bubble tech pieces that are made, the more power we have and the more effect we have over creation. Next, with the triple cones, we got Ormus. Like, this is like nectar from the gods forming on these triple cones that CJ has made. But I think right now we have to worry the most about what harp does with weather, typhoons, hurricanes and stuff, floods and stuff. If we need to worry about geomantic stress, then we will. But as for now, focus more on the cabal and all the distractions they're trying to make. Well, it transforms negative energy into positive. So you got the 5G towers. The birds hated those things; it would stay away, and now they're actually building nests and raising their babies in those nests on 5G towers, because the energy is positive now. The 5G thing, that's really got us happy. We're working on disrupting the efforts of the cabal. We're battling harp, winning battles with harp. And eventually we'll all have more and more health miracles as more people make more bubbles. Experiences I had is I took my first bubble, which was very badly made, way too much iron oxide. And well, I took it to a crystal shop, and these two empaths were working there at the time. And the first lady that grabbed it, she just couldn't believe it. It was just so powerful. She said she felt it going up her arms, the power and energy. And she showed it to her friend. She said, "Hey, hold this." And her friend couldn't believe it either. And she had to take it downstairs and show her friends downstairs. So empaths are absolutely amazed by these things. They're awesome. Bubble tech is the way to go. People really need to acknowledge this great miracle device. And we're not selling anything. People say, "Oh, it's too good to be true," and stuff like that. Oh, really? Check the miracles we've done with the weather, the weather reports. We stomp on hurricanes.
Yes.
But it's a purely ethical technology. The dark side can't use it. the bubbles will not do something unrighteous. These bubbles are completely predestined spiritual technology for the betterment of humanity. We don't know what's going to happen next. Are people going to be levitating from these triple cones and we're going to be able to videotape it? We don't know. Maybe if we put 20 of those things around a person, maybe they can levitate, because they're already creating a form of spiritual honey called Amrit that's coming off of
Yes.
CJ's triple cone.
Wow.
And that's just mind-blowing. It's fantastic. But once you have more bubbles, the energy fields overlap, they all work together better, and you just simply have more power. And I like to think of it as like a white magic. And white magic travels backwards through time, creating chain reaction effects. So that's why things can manifest so quickly once you ask for it. I should have made a triple cone a long time ago. Like what the hell, you know? But excuses and fear of making it wrong, it's just stupid excuses, you know?
Yes.
And they're not really complicated, but because there's no videos out on people making a triple cone, people use it as an excuse to not even try. I want to emphasize one point. Before you start making your bubble, you're going to get distractions. You're going to get thoughts of procrastination, excuses to not make one, and you have to battle these. Just remember, these are not your thoughts. These are thoughts from your inner demons, basically.
Yes.
Do not procrastinate. If you have questions, then ask the questions. If you're not sure about something holding you back, get clarification, because
yes,
even to this day, you know, I still have to push myself to make more bubbles, and I shouldn't have to do that, because I love this stuff so much. And like I said, you just put a violet ray wand, put it onto a brick, the oldest you can find, oldest brick preferably, bubble it up, and you got yourself a genie. Or just take a pot, pour some concrete in there, make 10 of those, you'll have 10 bubbles, charge them all up like a daisy chain.
Yes.
And even if the energy is not as strong on the end of the daisy chain, that's okay. It'll still charge up just as good. It needs that frequency of 33,000 megahertz.
This is a transmission for the IUC. This is a serious transmission. This is the most important technology that our species, Homo sapiens, on Velatropa 24.3 has. The concrete block. The older, the better. You need 3 of them. You drill a hole and you make an electrical connection. The older the better, because more compressed. And then you just wire that up to a $30 healing wand you can get on eBay. If you can get some poles, even better. The poles ideally sit on cones, triple cones, which take about 2 weeks to make. And if you had to pay someone, it'd probably be about $1,000 in materials and time, you know. But you don't need that, you just need this. So those would go where this is, on top of mirrors, in an equilateral triangle, copper or steel, galvanized steel good, stainless steel best, shiny on inside and outside, in an equilateral triangle, not over a pond. You sit in the middle, and whatever you wish will manifest. And the reason why that works from a physics point of view is because of the aether. The A and E is the 27th missing letter of the English alphabet. This is the technology that will prevent extinction, because the terraforming that is the chemtrails is, with immediate effect, banned.
Hear that? Now, I don't know what you would call a colony or a army of robin birds, but see that literally has been going on all morning. And, well, the skies are blue. And I mean blue, blue, bluey, blue, blue. See the airplanes going over above? It's distorted. Okay, yeah, that is an airplane. And there is not a single chemtrail behind that airplane. So something is happening. I don't know what it is. I mean, I think it's Merlin. Merlin is on his way. And the Magic Castle. And all the surrounding area know Merlin is fast approaching.
Here we go. How to install euphoria into the human body permanently is with the Merlin's chamber and doing breathing in Merlin's chamber preferably. It's possible to make a very simple Merlin's chamber with concrete blocks and with concrete slab all by itself. Yeah, well, not all by itself, you got to do a little bit. And the little bit is you take wire, multi-strand wire, speaker wire is good enough, wrap it in tin foil, take a strip of tin foil and wrap it around there, and then stuff it in the hole. Make it as tight as you can, right? And then hook that to a violet ray wand, turn it on, and away you go. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. The other way that this can be done is just with like these concrete pavers. You can go right in there, and that'll light up all four of these blocks. And this was right here would be the organic area, right around here, where the bubble energy, but it flows throughout all the concrete. The other thing that you do, as you can see, we have a mirror. If you're going to use blocks or organ pieces, you always put a mirror underneath it. Makes it way more powerful. The Merlin's chamber is a hole like this in a concrete slab in a triangle. What's called an equilateral triangle, where all the legs are the exact same distance. Now that you can do obviously on any concrete slab. The other place that you can do it, that's a real trick that makes the inside of the houses of a house enchanted. Everything goes fuzzy, and so the way that you can do that is just with your foundation. You take and drill holes that are in an equilateral triangle, obviously on top of the foundation or down wherever you can get to, that you can drill a hole in the concrete and get a wire in it. Okay, and then take the other end of that wire and stick it in the violet ray wand. And you do the same thing. You put wrap it in tin foil, and then shove that in this part of the violet ray wand. Right? You can see it. You can't get your finger in it. Okay, you got to go past where your finger will go and get it all the way in there. And you can do that. You can have all three wires going in there, or you just have one violet ray wand for each spot, whichever. However, it works with just one violet ray wand. That's all you need, just one. One of the cheap ones too. This is a cheap one. And then the other thing is that here is a resin puck. If you want to use a resin puck, put the wire on it, spread it out, and tape it on there with duct tape. And then that'll fire that up. Okay. So we've covered that. Then the violet ray wand will run for years. If you put it right on the concrete, this is the weak part here, this dimmer switch. That's the weak part of it. You put it right on the concrete so that it cools. The capacitance field absorbs the vibrations. It actually adds to the power of the organic field. We'll have it lay right here, and then also, obviously, you install the intention into this bubble field that all protect and preserve and all electronic equipment and improve their function. You're the boss, you know, and when you put that intention in there, that's what happens. That's the other thing about bubble tech, you know, is that it proves that humans are the boss of creation, the actual creator gods. And the other thing about this, and the reason for this video, is that this is for people that have been vaxxed. They can make a Merlin's chamber virtually anywhere. And you put yourself in it, and in not too long, you will no longer have vax symptoms. It'll cancel the graphene oxide. This is a non-polar field. The graphene oxide is polarized, depolarizes it quite quickly. All right, so that's the primary reason for knowing this. Anybody and everybody on planet Earth can do this. It's not difficult. So start now.